just going through that process of, falling in love with the complexity on your side, and then kind of taking a step back. When did that shift happen with you specifically? Like, when did you realize, or what was like that aha moment where you're just like, oh, I'm making this stuff way too complex. I just need to simplify it, teach simple principles, and try to get people to fall in love with these really simple principles.
I don't think it was this, I don't know if this is the exact moment, but it's pretty damn close, or on the periphery of the idea or the concept. And I can't give you the date and time, but it was Instagram when someone asked me the question, what's the number have to do with your workout? The numbers that you're posting, like the number 14,000, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for context, you were posting, this was my X thousandth workout in my life, and I have this many to go.
Yeah,
was the concept.
Yeah, I'll go way up to explain what you just said there more. In OPEX's, because it's OPEX's idea, it wasn't mine. I mean, I was a part of it, but in OPEX's idea of the concept of a maximal life, a maximal potential life for someone. Most people have 30,000 opportunities in a lifetime for physical challenges, like a dedicated session to physical challenges, right? And we can shorten that to 30K so people could hashtag it and brand it and think about all they want about it. But it's 30K, okay? And so I had that plan in mind as I was doing the workouts to, with all the thinking that I had more time on my hands in the 2006, 17, 18, 19. And I contemplated a lot on, anyways, to answer your question. The aha moment was the question was asked, like, what does that number do? And I thought really hard about it. Like, I knew the answer. I was like, this is the answer. This is what I'm thinking. But I thought really hard about it. Whatever extremely hard would be relatively to anyone. And it made me, it was a big aha moment of, so much anxiety and pressure. I'll use a term that came up that people would recognize. We use reward the pacer, right? The concept of that is sustainability. Mm-hmm. So that's what that was the aha moment of, it's pretty simple, right? The first step of a person's journey in this is the first step. And then, well, how many steps are there? Well, we got how much time you got left, So what am I going to do in 6 months? Well, you're going to be doing the same thing you're doing today. How about 12 months? Well, that's, that'll be the measure to determine if whatever you've chosen is successful. Because if you can't do it in 12 months, why are we even doing it? So it makes you think about all those things. And then you just start reducing. Yep. You start saying, what do I need to do, to quote unquote have this potential for the next 30 years of my life? Then it's going to be like, whatever is going to add that whole 30 years up to be something that's worth.
Was there something in there where there was like a decreasing of the importance around, I'm just going to use the term like progression, right? Like there's a decrease around like the concept of, or the importance of the concept of progression, and are we always progressing? Are we always working toward this one particular thing? Was it more of like, okay, hashtag 30K. Yeah. What am I actually working toward? And the more important question is, what do I need to do to actually get to the thing that I'm actually working toward? And I'm just kind of
this is softball, right?
Yeah.
This is softball, and what my answer would be for it. By all means.
I think, James, sometimes I think I know your answer.
Okay, no, like, I thought, I know you're thinking many steps ahead, so I appreciate it. And so I'll answer it for the people. Because I have taught this for, 15 years of, your experiences, and, the volume always dictates pace, mm-hmm. right? So you start removing you start removing all these constructs of what you thought physical fitness and culture was, right? Which took many years, right? Many years, obviously because of what I said, I was in the trenches teaching the complexity. So, it's difficult. I mean, everyone may perceive it differently, but it was difficult for my brain to like let go of progression, to let go of that, right? All the while knowing, and that's why I thought this was a softball question, like there's, people grow and they peak and they resist entropy, right? It's just the stages of life, right? You are going to grow, but you're going to grow naturally. That's what people don't take pause to reflect upon. And what things in that growing naturally can we do to maintain a really good peaking in life, right? And then when we're peaking, what are the governors we should have in place to ensure that peaking is really good, that leads to resisting entropy the best possible. So it all ties together. So that's what I mean by, I thought it was a softball question, because depending upon where you are, because the 14-year-old is progressing, right? My daughter's progressing, she's getting stronger with resistance, more pull-ups and more fine tuning on a tennis serve with a bigger right arm.
Bigger humerus.
And more bone mineral density on the right side.